Hey YouTube, what is up? I know I haven't made videos as frequently as I would have liked to, but I just got a new part-time job and I was working on my hours and stuff like that. But now that my schedule is set in stone, I know when I can make videos and edit them, so I should be able to make more videos now a little more frequently than in the past. Even Yugi Nono's kind of giving me shit, but you know, shout out to him, by the way. He actually named me as his #1 favorite small Yugi tuber, and that's like an immense honor, especially from Yugi Nono. Like, his channel's fucking amazing, so that's an immense honor. And you know, if you're watching, thank you, Yugi Jesus. I greatly appreciate it as your father. But other than that, the topic of this video is, did Lynx make Zoodiacs even better? Now, I don't mean that Lynx made the deck actually better. I mean that it kind of knocked out the competition. The thing is, Zodiacs don't really care if they control only one extra deck monster. If you normal summon any Zodiac, you get a free search, you get another Zodiac on the board thanks to Chaka 9, you get to do whatever you want, put any materials you want back under that Zodiac thanks to Tiger Mortar, and then you get to end with a Trident. So you basically get a search, an extra special summon, and then you get a free pop on either player's turn off of one normal summon. And that doesn't really stop Zoo. They can literally keep going and going and going. The fact that they can just special summon the Ram back from the graveyard with Chaka 9 to set up for next turn, and give themselves some kind of inherent board protection thanks to Ram, gives them a lot of plays, and the deck basically just switches the way it plays. A lot of decks don't even play any other rank 4s now. A lot of Zodiac decks are literally just Mrs. Radiant and then a bunch of Zodiacs, because you really don't need much more than a Trident or 2 on the field to outgrind most decks in this meta. Yeah, we still have Masterpiece floating around at 3, but 3 Gamma Seal in the main deck really does solve that problem. If you look at the last ARG, you'll see that most of the decks that topped were Zodiacs. I think 12 of them were pure Zodiacs, which is crazy. The strong point of Zodiac is the fact that they can get their entire play off of any normal summon or special summon of a Zodiac, and there are other plays where you can extend into using link monsters like Mrs. Radiant. If you open a Fire Formation Tenki or any search of Rat Pierre and you open a Barrage as well, you still end with Mrs. Radiant, any rank 4. I prefer to make Emerald just for the draw, or Tornado Dragon for the pop, and a Trident is pretty crazy. Then you can literally just outgrind your opponent from that point, because most decks won't be able to stand up to a spell pop, a face-up card pop, and then any back row or hand traps you happen to have drawn in the process. The fact that Zodiacs can main deck 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, Max C, Droll and Lock, any hand trap, especially Skullmeister now that Dinos are floating around a little more, is pretty crazy, and the fact that it doesn't inhibit their deck at all is probably their strongest suit. And just to be clear, I do think Zoos are going to be hit on the next ban list just because of how well they can perform in Link format. If any of you guys kept track of what happened in Japan when they had Zodiacs and Lynx hit, they actually had Zodiacs being the best deck in the format when they didn't even have Barrage or Trident, which is crazy. The way they won was just out-resourcing their opponent, drawing into hand traps, and just continually building a board with Tiger Mortars, Chaka 9s, Rams, and Broad Bulls, and they just kept out-resourcing, out-grinding, and eventually you can literally win against your opponent with Zodiac if you can outgrind them and draw into your outs to their field. I mean, it's not that hard. If they have a Masterpiece on board, especially if it's Demise True Draco, they're literally relying most of the time on that Masterpiece, and if you can out it with a Gamma Seal, pop their Gamma Seal with your Trident, and then clear the rest of their board, they really don't have too many recovery plays unless they get tribute summon another Masterpiece. Masterpiece is really the only problem that Zodiacs has, and main decking 3 Gamma Seal really does solve that problem. We also do have the ability to wipe boards more. We have new text that Japan didn't have in their format. We play Shuffle Reborn, we play a Pointer of the Red Lotus. There are a lot of old cards coming out that work really well in this meta in Zodiac's favor, and a lot of decks are topping that are literally just pure Zodiac. When I was playing Zodiacs before Lynx hit, Dinos were a very real threat if they got to go first and I didn't open up an interruption, because they could end with like Denglong, a Negate, VFD, and then they end with like Logia or Adolka. I've had that board or something at least similar to it staring me down after I didn't open any outs to their field, and that's a very hard board to break when they have 3 to 4 actual hard negates. But now that Lynx came out, Dinos can't build those crazy boards. They can only really bring out like a Logia Adolka or a VFD. Other than that, they really don't have any other giant degenerate boards that they can make. It has slowed the game down a little bit because you can't make these crazy, 20 monster boards anymore. So when you look at it, even though Dinos in the OCG is one of the best decks currently, they have been kind of hobbled here in the TCG by links because Zoodiacs hasn't been hit. Dinos weren't doing anything in the OCG until Zodiacs were pretty much completely gone. And the fact that we still have Dryden and Barrage makes me think that Zodiacs are going to get hit a lot sooner rather than later because of how strong our board can still be in this link era. Now, if you do recall and have watched my previous videos, you'll know that I did sell my Zoo deck, but a friend of mine actually did manage to get 22nd in a regional with Pure Zoo, so I'm going to be doing a deck profile with his deck to show how the deck has evolved into the link era if you're interested in that kind of thing. And I also don't regret selling my Zoo deck because most of the cards are actually getting reprinted in the Megatins, and I'm going to probably do a video on that as well. So if you're interested in that or my friend's deck profile, don't forget to click subscribe because those videos will probably be coming out within the next week. With that being said though, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you think that links made Zoodiacs even better? And by better, I mean basically just kneecapping any deck that would have given Zoodiacs a problem in the past. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.